Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bazby. I figured I'm going to start doing a little bit of storytelling because I have a lot of stories, and I think what really triggered this to happen, which by the way, they're all really fucking funny by the way. This one, not so much. This one's kind of this is really annoying on my half because this literally happened to me about 3 hours ago, right? Um, so if you don't know, I work at Domino's. I work as a manager for one of the stores. And I was told I had to go to this meeting that is about 40 minutes away from my house. They keep doing this like every Wednesday, and I don't like doing it because it actually spend more money going to these things than I physically make. So I get up. I actually got there extra early today. The reason I did that is because last time I went, which is about 2 weeks ago, I almost got hit by a semi truck on the way to the meeting, and I had to take a different exit because I was trying to take my exit to get on the road where the store is, but I almost got sideswiped, so I had to take a different exit after freaking out for a second because, I almost fucking died. It was on the highway in California. I was exactly 1 minute late to this meeting. They locked me out. They wouldn't let me go in. And I got mad. I was like, well, I'm glad I wasted 40 minutes coming here on my day off, which, by the way, Wednesdays are always my days off. So I didn't even get paid to go. I wasted gas money going there. I almost died going there. So today I made sure I got there early. And I did. I got there 10 minutes early. So the meetings normally last between 11 to 2. We just go over the very stupid things like talking about sales and congratulating other stores that are not your own on their success, which I'm sorry if that makes me sound bad. I don't care. I don't care how the other stores are doing because it doesn't affect me. What affects me is how the store I'm working at, how business is running with them, how sales are looking, if we're maintaining our regular customers, if labor's under control, food costs is good. That is what matters to me on my store. So we're 23 minutes in. There's about 60 of us in there because it's all the AMs from all the other restaurants in our franchise, right? So we're all there, and our district manager is talking, asking questions, and of course nobody wants to, answer any of them. Nobody wants to come out and answer the questions or whatever. But it's very apparent that since everybody in there is pretty young, probably in their early 20s, mid 20s, like me, they're kind of what's that word? Anxiety. They have a little bit of social anxiety where you don't want to answer questions and talk in front of the class, in front of everybody. Because, that shit happens in school with teachers calling out on students. Nobody wants to be the one to answer questions. That's like everybody. It's mob mentality. So nobody's answering questions. So Hovik, who is our area guy, he goes, all right, let's take a short recess. We're going to take about 7-8 minutes for you guys to get up and walk around. And I was like, okay. Well, we weren't even in there for 30 minutes yet. And he's already trying to take a break because it's also early in the morning, too. So everybody's tired on top of that. But nobody wants to answer his questions. And this is all really common shits things. Why am I not saying anything? Well, I've done this for 10 years. And I don't want to be that one guy that answers every single question. Or talks the most in class because I don't want to be that guy. I don't care. I want to hurry and go home. To me, it's a big waste of time even going to these things because I'm not learning anything. It's just a waste of gas money in my pocket, honestly. But we're 23 minutes in. He's telling us to take a break. So I'm like, okay. So I pull up my phone. I get on Facebook and checking Twitter because I have some messages. I'm just doing what you would do on your phone, My district manager, my area, his name's Nelson. I'm getting tongue-tied, I'm sorry. My boss's boss is in the room with us. He looks at me and goes, Justin, get up. And I looked up at him. I was like, I'm fine. I don't have to get up. And it's 30 seconds to go by. I feel somebody tap me on the shoulder. So I'm like, yeah? Nelson's like, come into the hallway. Follow me. And I was like, are you fucking serious? Am I about to get chewed out for this? So I got up, I grabbed my drinks, I grabbed my phone, I walk out in the hallway, and he tells me to go ahead and go home. And I said, why? And he said, because you weren't walking around. I was like, did I have to? Was I supposed to get up? And he said, well, he told you guys to get up. I'm like, but we were on break. I didn't want to get up. Because, you know, when you're on break, that means you can get on your phone, you can go to the bathroom, you could put your head down, you can sit down, or you can stand up. You can go have a cigarette. That's the point of being on a break. I didn't feel like I wanted to stand up because I haven't been to the meeting but less than 30 minutes. I didn't feel like my ass was hurting and I had to get up or my back was hurting. I just wanted to sit down. Kill me, right? So Nelson tells me, I'm going to pay you for the whole meeting. Just go ahead and go. Because I know this is stupid to you anyways. And I told him, like, well, honestly, it's stupid that I'm getting kicked out for not taking advantage, or for, you know, not, like, I guess taking advantage of my break. And I just said, why does this matter? And he goes, well, Hovik's watching. I'm like, and? He goes, well, he has some things to say about you a lot. And I'm like what? What the fuck am I doing wrong? Why is it whenever I can work at all these other places, but I'm suddenly attacked here? And I don't mean to be that guy or whatever, but I really feel like it's the race card because I'm like one of the only 3 white people in there. And I feel like no matter what I do, it's because of my skin color. Because there's other reasonings behind this. I actually got in trouble this morning. I had a big angry text message because I left Alfredo sauce out last night and didn't put it up in the walk-in before I left. And I'm like, shit, I'm sorry that they're all, like, Alfredo, ranch, and garlic are all in the same bottle with the same colored lid. I must have overlooked it because, you know, it's all sauce that's the colored white. I made sure I could have read it, but I just assumed it was something else. My bad. It doesn't cost much at all. And I got in trouble for throwing away dough last night that we had already stretched out because I was told there was a soccer game, so we were going to get busy. That's what my boss told me. So we stretched out some dough, and guess what? We didn't get busy at all, so I had to throw it away. I did exactly what I was told, but I got chewed out for it. So I was already in a bad mood about this. But yet, when this other guy named Joseph, who... I'm not really trying to make this into a race thing, but I don't know what the other fucking explanation for it could be. But when Joseph, he is always short, which is very obvious that he's pocketing money. Homeboy is like $150 short every shift. Has not been wrote up. Has not been yelled at. He gets questioned in our little group chats. They're like, Joseph, why were you short? And he goes, I don't know. Well, just make sure you watch the money, okay? I'm like, because if you're new here and you don't know, I used to be a GM for Pizza Hut. I would have fired somebody over that shit or did some investigations or whatever. I would have tried to find out the cause or look at the camera's security footage. That's what I would have did. I would have been trying to figure out why there's a problem in my store. They're not doing that. So he can do that shit and get away with it. But my God, I leave Alfredo sauce out. I get a big ass angry text. That's just some bullshit. I get kicked out of a meeting for not wanting to stand up on my break. That is some bullshit. Like, I wasn't... Dudes, I was so... I don't even know if I was angry. Like... It was just something so stupid. My mind cannot figure out what emotion I want to display. Do you know what I mean? Does any of that make sense to you? So, I had to call Ashley to come pick me up. And it took her over half an hour to show up. And I was just sitting here racking my brain. Trying to, like, make positive of, like, what just happened here, you know? I'm stepping down. I don't want to do this anymore. I've been in management for way too long. I've done this for 10 years now. 10 and a half years. It's been 10 and a half years I've done management. I'm sick of it. I can't stand this shit no more, guys. Like, I didn't even want to do it in the first place. You know, I got stuck doing it for Domino's this time because they had nobody else and I've already had previous experience. I started off trying to be I started off trying to be a CSR because whenever I moved back out to California, I was like, I don't want to even work at a pizza place again. But I ended up working at a pizza place because Disney wasn't getting back with me. I was trying to work for Disney. And I was like, I just need a job. I'm bored. I don't want to sit at home. So I went and applied at Domino's because I knew I would get the job just like that. And guess what? I did. It took literally no effort on my part to get it. And I get constantly treated like shit compared to other people, and it's not really fair. And I've noticed that the other white person who works there, her name's Claire. You take it, she sucks. but she's a really nice person, and she fucks up not as bad as other people, but she gets shit on so bad. And I just can't wrap my mind around it, man. But they made me, they didn't even ask me if I wanted this either. They just assumed I would take it. So they're like, Justin, when do you want to start on like closing? And I'm like, what? This happened back in November. And I was like, do you guys want me to? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, I never even said okay. They just started like scheduling me, and I was like, I'm glad I had a say so in this. And the only reason I stuck around to do it is because they had nobody else. And I figured, like, you know what? Why not? I don't really have any bills right now anyways. So I decided to do it after my kid came back from the NICU, because my child was born 4 pounds, so she had to go to the baby hospital. And she was born 2 months early. She was born on my birthday, in fact. So happy birthday to me, right? So after she finally came out of the NICU in December is when I took this position. And I gotta say, I hate it. I can't stand it. My boss constantly doesn't communicate with me on anything. I always constantly have people not showing up to work because they don't tell me that these people called in. And even when they do call in, they don't try to replace it. So by the time I'm there, it's already like 6 o'clock at night. We're already busy. I don't have time to do that shit. I have to go to these meetings that are wasting my time because I already know all of this stuff. I've already got the knowledge and the experience on it. And I know people are like, well, at least you're getting paid. Well, see, that's the thing. It's so far away, and I'm driving a car that's not mine. I have to fill it up with gas. So it's like $30 or whatever, right? Well, after tax is taken out, because I got a separate check for this, I only get $25 for going. I actually lose money going to these things. So it's not very beneficial to me, because the whole concept of going to work is to make money. You don't go to work to spend money. Does that make sense to you? It's fucking dumb, isn't it? I can't wrap my head around it. And I was thinking about quitting, but I don't want to be that guy that quits, because to me it's kind of a red flag if you're hiring somebody and they've had a shit ton of jobs, but in like such a short amount of time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be that guy. I've only worked at 5 different companies in the last 10 years, and I've been in management at every one of them. Including the one I only worked for 3 months until I actually quit that job because I didn't want to be working in a factory. I did not like it. So I was like, I don't want to have to deal with this. And I was a supervisor, so I was like, I don't like working 12 hours, 4 days in a row, from 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 at night, and having to drive 45 minutes to work. Because you don't have time for yourself. You don't have time for anything. Yeah, you get the 3 days off. But I was like 21, you know? I was young. I wanted to go out and do stuff with my friends that I never got to see because of their conflicting schedules. So I got a different job. You know? So I will be officially stepping down. I will just go back to being a regular CSR. I don't personally care anymore. I'm fed up with it. But I wanted to record and tell my little story on this because I would love to hear what other people have to think about this. None of this is fake. This is all true. This is stuff that happened today. You know? This is Domino's Pizza in California. I've worked for Domino's before. I can't understand. I've never heard of this. I've fired people before, and I've sent people home before too. But I had a good reason for doing those, not just because they didn't want to stand up on their break. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will be doing some more story time because I have some pretty funny stories, actually. This one's not really funny. This is funny. It's not ha-ha funny, though. But thank you guys, and goodbye.